when it comes to your drinking water, there's something you really need to know. Because I always thought that, water is water. If you get it out of the tap or if you get it out of the bottle, really doesn't make much of a difference. That was my opinion. And from my background is, I'm a plumber. I work with water, and I always thought that this was, like a normalcy. If you lived in a bad area where your water quality was bad, where your chlorine levels were high, you were probably better off buying bottled water than filtering out or trying to filter out the water that was coming out of your tap. I was proven 100% dead wrong. And when I realized what was actually going on with this amazing company called Enagic and their Kangen water, I was absolutely blown away. I never knew that if you simply ran electricity through water, this is the craziest thing, that if you ran electricity through water, you could actually blow the water molecules apart. You could actually dump out and discard the positively charged water, and the active hydrogen, the highly charged, negatively charged active hydrogen, you could have come out of the top of the machine, and it'd be incredibly healthy, to the point where one 12-ounce glass equals 30 cups of green tea. Now, we know green tea is a great antioxidant, okay? Another antioxidant is broccoli, but one glass of water equates to 5 kilograms or 12 pounds. I hope you like broccoli, because one glass of water is going to equate to 12 pounds of broccoli, or just 1 kilogram or 2.2 pounds of blueberries. We all love blueberries, right? I mean, that is an astounding comparison. And it's like, well, okay, Tom, and I know what you're saying. I need to see proof on this. I need to, and I understand. I'm with you, because proof to me is in the pudding. If you can prove something to me, I'm all over it, because there are a lot of people out there with opinions, and they're all welcome to their opinions. And the way I look at it is like everybody has two of them. They're like armpits, and they both stink after a while, and same with opinions. So, we need to check those. We need to fact check those. And I'll provide you with as much fact as I possibly can, because fact is something that you can prove. And when you can prove something, then that beats fiction, especially in a courtroom or anywhere else, any day of the week. It was Dr. Bresnahan, I believe is his name. He is a cardiologist to, I guess, to a lot of the presidents, former presidents. He's a big wig, okay? And one of the comments that he was saying, and I can send this to you, I can provide you any information you want, is that we can't provide people with enough alkaline in their diet to be able to be certain that they can be able to maintain the high level of alkalinity in their body for the body to be able to heal itself. And so what that means is, in order for us to be able to heal ourselves, is we need a higher level of alkalinity in our body. That's one thing. And then the other thing is that if we have a highly negatively charged hydrogen that can wash or basically flush out our guts, so to speak, we can actually get to a point where our bodies can get back to the point where it can begin to heal itself. And what I mean by that is that today the number one killer in North America is cancer. And that's North America. But that's not in Asia, and that's not in, around the rest of the world. So the reason why this got me interested in looking at the facts was because I was going through some challenges myself. I was going through some serious rectal pain where it felt like I was being prodded where the sun doesn't shine, and then all of a sudden somebody flicked the switch like this and basically electrocuted me in that area. And fortunately, that only happened about 3 or 4 times a day, and it was only about 3 or 4 times a week. But over the first couple of years before I was introduced to this water, I knew I had to book appointments with doctors, find out what's going on. I knew I was looking at a colonoscopy. I knew I was looking at surgery. And I was hoping that there was perhaps another way. I didn't imagine that this was going to be the solution. However, when this worked, I started asking a lot of questions. It's like, what just happened? Because after 3 weeks of drinking this, something wound up in the toilet in my stool. I know it's gross, but it's fact. This thing that kind of looked like a, half-born egg, like an embryo, you know what I mean, wound up in my stool, and I looked at it and I freaked. And I kind of looked at this and I was like, what the hell is that? And I didn't know what to think. I was, scared out of my wits, number one, because it's just like, I don't remember eating anything like that. Where did that come from? And how many more of these things are in there? So before I started doing really anything rash, I just took a few days to think about what just happened. And after those few days, I realized that I didn't have any more of these excruciating pains. Not one. After that day, not one. And this is what got me curious. Like, what just happened? I needed to figure this out because, I was introduced to this Kangen water and I was told it was great and it was supposed to help to heal the body. And it sounded great. And it really did. But, I didn't really have any proof on the matter. And I was like, yeah, okay, this is kind of nice. But all of a sudden when that happened, I started to look at this a lot more seriously. And I realized that, if it could, help a lot of people, especially when you get older. Here's the thing, when you get older, okay, the body, obviously, as we get older, we start to age. That's normal. But as we start to age, our bodies become more and more acidic. And Dr. Otto Warburg, one of the things that he found out, he was one of the guys that, way back when he won the Nobel Peace Prize for actually finding out the root cause of cancer. This was very interesting. And so what he discovered was that as the body starts to age, it becomes more and more acidic. And as the body becomes more and more acidic, that acidity starts to play havoc with the DNA in our bodies. And all of a sudden things start to change. And wherever our weak spots are in our body, whether it be diverticulitis, whether it be the lungs, whether it be colon cancer, you name it. Okay, whatever that weak spot is, that's the thing that's going to, basically break first. Okay, that's why we have various different issues, and we're all human beings. We're all a little bit different in that fashion. Okay, now I'm not a medical expert. I'm not, but what I'm doing is I'm providing you enough information so that you can be able to go out and make an intelligent decision for yourself. But the information that I'm providing you with is from medical experts in this industry. And I knew nothing about Kangen water, absolutely nothing. Although there was one time when I went to fix a heating system in a customer's home, we were actually sitting down having breakfast, and this sometimes the relationships that I have with my clients, especially the long-term ones. And I saw this machine on the counter and I was like, what is that? And he got all excited about the whole thing. He goes, yeah, he goes, the water comes out here, the bad water comes out there, and then the good water comes out the top. I'm like, excuse me? I'm a mechanical contractor, and I'm pretty good at trying to, at figuring things out logically. How can water come in like from one hose and come out completely different out of two totally different hoses? I didn't understand it. Okay, I just didn't understand. And he couldn't prove it, so I was weirded out by the whole thing. So when someone actually began to logically explain to me how this works, then it kind of started to make sense. And so what I was explained was basically this: not all water is the same. Now let me walk you through this for a quick second. So this is smart water. Okay, so we're gonna pour a little bit of smart water. And here we have coconut water. Okay, so there are a lot of people that are not crazy about drinking bottled water, but hey, coconut water sounds great. Now this is smart antioxidant water. This is very interesting. Antioxidant. That means, like, if you were to test it, it would show a negative sign on an ORP meter rather than a positive sign. But for right now, that'll be in a different video. But for right now, we're just going to work with alkalinity. And so this one here comes from a natural spring and somewhere in Ontario. And then in these other bottles, the ingredients here, okay, this is just smart water antioxidant. However, the ingredients are calcium chloride, which is added. Magnesium chloride, which is also added. Potassium bicarbonate. Sodium. And then ozone and, sodium selenate. Why do you have to add that? So my guess is that, well, it's not my guess. I mean, I understand how to be able to change pH in a water. You add certain chemicals to it to be able to raise the pH, and you'll find that out. We'll just walk through this. So Aquafina, okay, or not Aquafina, Fiji, okay, which I used to drink a lot. Same with 7-Up. Okay, so we're just gonna pour a little bit of 7-Up into a glass here. And then of course, Kangen water. So we'll pour a little bit of Kangen water in here. Actually, if we're gonna do this, we'll try and do things relatively equally, but tap water. So this is what your typical pool man uses to check the pH balance of water. And what pH means is potential hydrogen. So we're going to check for potential hydrogen in water. And basically what happens when we test the water is that we're going to wind up with a various different colors. So right here is neutral, okay? This would be 7 pH. Anything on the blue side is beautiful. It's gonna make you beautiful, okay? I didn't look this good before drinking this water, okay? And so anything on this side is gonna make it, like anything on the redder side is gonna make us rust, okay? It's just like leaving your tools in the water. You know what, actually what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pour some fresh right out of the machine. But just so that we know that it's Kangen water. Okay, because this is gonna blow your mind. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna test all these. All right. You can see the various different pretty colors, right? I always love this part. Okay, right there, that's 7 pH. That's neutral. Okay, so that's green. The reason why it's green, here's the thing. Now, just, based on my experience, my 30 years experience in the water industry, the reason why this is green is because this has different chemicals like lye added to the water, and it has to be added to the water because water in its natural sense is acidic. You can take chlorine drops, you can take pH drops from any pool store. You can go to any place where you have a natural spring coming down, take a sample of that water, drop it in here, and it's going to come out this color. Water is naturally acidic, okay? So anything acidic for our bodies will cause it to break down sooner. And that's just life. As we get older, we age, but we want to be able to try and, reverse the aging process and reverse what's wrong with us for as long as possible. Kangen water right here. Okay, that right there. That is a beautiful color. That is the color you're looking for. Okay, one of my favorites. It's like, that's fairly highly acidic. Fiji. Okay, this is more on the blue side as well. But again, same thing. Chemicals added. Relatively neutral. Slightly acidic. This was the interesting part, was that the coconut water, and it's not in a plastic bottle, so that there's no PBAs or anything like this really affected. This one struck me as very interesting, was that as the level of acidity there was in it, which is something you don't want to consume all that much, especially if you want to try and stay healthy or improve your current health situation. Smart water, well, again, some form of chemicals added in there. And the thing of it all is that if you're going to drink the healthiest water possible, you're going to want to have to make it yourself. Because if you rely on various different manufacturers, you have, of course, and you buy these bottled waters, you have to buy, drink it, and then, dispose of, and hopefully you dispose of these bottles properly. Or you can make your own, reuse your own bottle, and have the healthiest water in the world. And this is exactly what we're talking about. So what I wanted to just explain to you is, if we're all living, most of us, are on your typical North American diet, doing the best that we can, realizing that, water is important. I didn't even realize, the importance of water and how it helps the cells move in the body and things like. I'll get into that in another video. But the thing of it all is that the more I realized that there was really something about this Kangen water machine, and this is the Kangen K8. The more educated I became, the more I realized that I really need to be able to do my best to try and explain this to people and realize that all water is not created equal. Dr. Michael did a wonderful job on YouTube. Like, if you go to Dr. Michael Explains, he'll explain, Dr. Michael Explains the water, or Dr. Michael Explains the Anespa, okay? Robert G. Wright, the head of the American Cancer Institute. He's head of the American Anti-Cancer Institute. Brilliant man. He's done a lot of study on this. But my favorite, especially when it came to this area right here, was Dr. Shinya. He was actually the co-inventor of the colonoscopy, which was the machine that I was about to meet up with. And probably another machine where it actually goes in with a camera and like fingers and cuts the polyps out or whatever, assuming that's what the problem was. But what Dr. Shinya recommended for every patient was Kangen water, because you could see in his videos, and you're welcome to research this. The thing is that if you're going to research something, learn to research it properly. And so on YouTube, you can look up Dr. Hiromi Shinya, just the way it sounds, Shinya, and have a look at how the colon started to clear up and become amazingly pink after 90 days, 120 days, 180 days, how it went from an ugly color, sometimes black, even cancerous, to a beautiful pink color. And one of the reasons behind that is that he explained, he goes, most North Americans, actually most people around the world, are dehydrated. We need to drink a lot more water, because it's the water that flushes the toxins out of our body. And the best way to do that is to drink the best possible water we can. Because, we can spend a little bit of money on a machine that'll help us live healthier and longer, or we're going to wind up on the medical system, which is going to cost us even more. And I didn't want to go that route. I was looking for answers, and I had no idea what was how they practiced medicine in Asia and different countries. Because here, if I woke up with a headache, I was like, oh well, where's the Tylenol, or where's the pill, right? Or if something was wrong with me, I'd go to the doctor. He'd give me some form of pill for something, right? Yet in Asia, if you went to a doctor there, he'd be like, he'd be trying to actually discover what the root cause of your problem was and provide you with something, and not a pill, okay, but a form of natural medicine to be able to get you back on track. They were more focused on cure. Here we're more focused on how long can we, this is just my opinion, I'm sorry, okay, how long can we keep you on medication so that big pharma can make the most amount of money from you? And that's just my opinion. And that's probably something I'm going to wind up cutting out of this video. However, so if I backtrack on this, which I'll cut that out most likely, is here we have a completely different medical system. Here we have a pill for every problem. So it's completely different. So when I realized that, that there was a way to be able to simply drink more water, be able to flush the body of its toxins, so that the body can do its job, heal itself naturally, that was pretty incredible. And this is exactly what my mission is to try and explain to most of North America, because it won't be long before this is just going to be a regular appliance in most homes. There's a reason why this is used throughout Asian hospitals and a lot of Asian homes, like 1 in 6, I believe. But here in North America, we're not quite there yet. And so I decided to make it my mission to explain this to you as best as I possibly can. How it's helped me, how it's helped my friends, how it's helped my mom, and how it's done wonderful things for Margaret, our family. We're just super grateful for this. And try and do my best to educate you as best I can to say, look, maybe you're not sick. Maybe you're just dehydrated and you need a better quality of water so that the body can do what it's supposed to do. And if that makes sense, get back to the person that showed you this video, or get back to me personally, and I'd be happy to connect with you. I'd be happy to answer any questions I can. If I don't have the answers, I'll introduce you to the people that can provide you those answers. So thank you for taking the time for watching this, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thank you very much.